Welcome to today's video on circles and how we write the equation and graph circles for conic sections. First thing to notice is the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k is the center and r is the radius. So if I ask you a question, like find the equation of a circle with a center of 3, -4, and a radius of 6. This is your h and your k, and this is your r. So you just substitute it into the equation. X minus 3 squared plus y minus a -4, so that's going to give you y plus 4 squared equals 6 squared. And all I would do from there is make sure to square the 6. So there's your equation with a center of 3, -4, and a radius of 6. So now if it says to find the center and radius of the circle, and it gives you the equation in what's called general form. This is what's called standard form up above. To find the center and the radius, you're going to have to do completing the square by moving the x's and y's together and then moving the number to the other side, so it equals -6. Then you're going to do completing the square on both the x's and the y's. So we're going to go -6 divided by 2, which is -3, squared equals 9. So I'm going to add 9 to here. And when I add 9 there, I'm going to also add 9 to the other side. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the y. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. So I'm going to add the 1 to this and to the other side. So when I rewrite it as factors, this is x minus 3 squared, because remember this term tells you what the factor is, plus, and then here it's y plus 1 squared equals, and then 10 minus 6 is 4. So that tells me the center, and think about what makes that equal to 0. So 3 and -1, and the radius is 2 because it's the square root of 4, because that's r squared. So r squared equals 4, so r is equal to 2. So there's your center and your radius for that circle. Now it asks you to graph them. It asks you to graph it here and give the domain and range. So first, like we did in the one above, we're going to make it into the standard form by completing the square. Equals -20. So completing the square, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. Squared equals 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Squared is 25. So I'm going to add 4 here and 4 there. And I'm going to add 25 and 25. So when I rewrite these as perfect square factors, it's x plus 2 squared plus y plus 5 squared equals 9. So that means the center is -2, -5. The radius, since r squared is 9, is 3. So if I come down here and I list everything, the center is -2, -5. The domain and range, well, there's 2 ways I can do that. Since I know the radius is 3 and the x-coordinate is the domain, so I can subtract 3, so -2 minus 3 is -5. -2 plus 3 is 1, so that's going to be the domain. And then for the range, that's the y, so -5 minus 3 is -8. -5 plus 3 is -2. The other way I can do it is just graph the center of the circle at -2, -5. and then I can count 3. So I go 1, 2, 3 in each direction. And when I draw my circle, notice I have the range here from -5 to 1, and the domain from -5 to 1, and the range from -8 to -2. And you just draw your circle. Alright, so that is how you would do circles. So stay tuned for the next video where we'll talk about how to do an ellipse.